When it comes to pressure washers, there's a lot of options out there. Oh, cheapers. As a homeowner, buying the wrong machine could cost you a fortune, and it might not even get the job done. That ain't even touching it. Today we're running the 3 top sellers through a series of tests: patio stones, fences, and filthy cars, to see are they easy to use, how well they actually perform, and how much money do you need to spend. But first, we need filth. We're gonna do with the eggs. Raspberries. We're looking for something that stains and dyes. Molasses is a great substitute for tree set. Time to make some road grime. Whatever it is, it's nasty. Let's get started. So let's talk about this little brilliant piece of marketing right here. The Sun Joe SPX3000 is an Amazon bestseller, and it retails for $170 USD. This is a 2030 PSI, and 1.2 gallons per minute is the washing time. There was just a few small components that needed to be assembled. So this wand goes into here. Okay, has a gasket. High pressure hose. This is a plastic thread, so whenever I'm going plastic to metal, I'll go backwards until I hear it click. Now I know I'm sitting in the right spot to go forward without cross-threading it. If you don't do that right, you're gonna just carve a brand new thread into that piece of plastic, and then it'll leak forever on you. Okay, that's a little awkward. So this is a soap dispenser, and then we have a 40-degree spray, 25, 15, and laser. These have this really awesome snap-in function, so we have storage on board. This is a nice connection. Actually, you just hold the hose and then turn the dial. This is a ground fault protected power cord. This is a 12 gauge wire, okay? 12 gauge wire will run a 15 or 20 amp. This is going to be underperforming if you get a 14 or 16 gauge wire. So make sure you get the power you need. Let's turn the water on. All right, so we're not leaking. That's a good start. Pressurized. That's getting some good continuous pressure. So it's a simple unit. You got your dial. This is on and off. Well, that's simple. And then up here we got a dial just for soap dispenser. It gives you volume for each canister. Storage of the wand on the unit. Super lightweight. And so that's easy to maneuver. This took about 20 minutes set up to when we're working. So there's that. Like, you're not gonna spend all day assembling something, which is nice. All right, so in an attempt to try to keep the test fair, first thing we're gonna do with every machine at every station is soak it all down with some water and soap. First stage of cleaning, we're going to go with the 40-degree wide spray. We'll start from a fair distance here just so we don't strip the wood. That ain't even touching it. Let's get right up close to the fence and see if that's gonna cause damage. It's definitely causing splinters. Okay, so that's getting some of the debris off, but we obviously need more power. We're gonna go to 25-degree angle. That's a little bit better, but not much. Now we're gonna tighten this up to 15 degrees. All right, at 15 degrees, we're starting to get somewhere with this, but I still can't get all of the egg, all of the oil, or all the raspberry out of here. Just absolutely nasty. So let's get it nice and tight and see what happens. Yeah, like I figured, in order to get the wood clean, you actually have to cause damage to that wood. Now it's just fuzzy. Wow. And when you're nice and close within 4 inches, it even cleans the oil out of that wood, and without causing that damage. And with the flow rate and the pressure on this unit, it is having a hard time getting the egg and that charcoal out of this textured surface. Hopefully this works on the smooth surface of the car. There you have it. This will wash a car no problem. And didn't peel the paint off. Okay, now this Sun Joe unit comes with one more nozzle, and that is a 0 degree. It's like a laser beam, we're gonna call it. I'm more concerned with how safe versus dangerous this is. You run it across your foot, it's gonna cut through the boot. Actually, that is starting to cut through the boot. Be careful. The real question is, what happens to human flesh? Oh, cheapers. Yeah, just about right through. One piece, Matty. Last question is, do you run the risk of damaging your car? Well, let's try it on the glass first. That looks safe. Now let's try the paint. Yep, the rubber gasket's definitely getting damaged. So just a quick recap. Some of these stains, you got to get too close to the wood and the wood will not survive. With the tire, not a problem. With the concrete, not a problem. With everything except that oil stain is still sitting there. I don't know if that's going to be able to be lifted out. And the charcoal and grease And a lot of that egg, it's just not coming off. It's just too much texture. And I don't think this is enough power to get the job done. Let's see if the next step up does. So now we're going to the other end of the spectrum. It's the best seller at Lowe's, and that is the Greenworks Pro. It's 3,000 PSI, ladies and gentlemen. So we've gone from 2,030 to 3,000 PSI, and a whopping 2 gallons per minute, not the 1.2 of the last one. This one's a $450 regular price. Check that out. That already looks like a lot of work. There we go. Okay, so not too many parts. The front here's got diagrams and pictures and colors and codes. Tells you where all the tips are for and where they go. Let's put our wand and hose together first. Right away, this feels a lot more robust. Everything here is a much higher quality. My garden hose right off the front. This is a plastic housing over a metal thread. So this is a good metal on metal with a gasket. Always do a test to make sure that it clicks off. Then hit reset. Got a green light. Green light means go. Now we just turn it on by the power button. It comes alive. Let's see what 2 gallons a minute looks like with a 40-degree tip. Yep, that works. Soap dispenser. That is a much bigger container. So what's happening is we're getting soap coming through on low pressure when it's just the power of the garden hose. But as soon as we turn the machine on, soap cuts out. You know, for the first time in a long time, I read the instruction. We called customer service. We took this off, checked for blockage. There is nothing else I can do. So if you have the solution, by all means, hit us up in the comment section. It does have the manual tip, so we can at least, for the purposes of checking to see how the cleaning works under pressure, we can get all that done. Now, same thing, we're gonna start with the 40-degree. We'll start on the fence from a fair distance here. Very similar effect. It's getting some of it, not all of it. A little underwhelming, actually. With the 40 tip going, you got 40% more water and 50% more power, and exactly the same result. I feel it's redundant to even try the 25, but let's give it a try. I'm gonna switch over to the 15 because I'm just not getting the debris off, let alone the stain. So same old story, in order for me to clean anything, I've gotta cut the wood. Ay, ay, ay. All right, let's give it a try on the tire. Yep, no problem. Same problem with the porosity and the staining, but I can't get the egg out unless I get right up tight to it. But then it does work. So at this point, a $450 machine isn't cleaning anything any better than the other machine. We're gonna try their turbo nozzle. It looks to me to be like a cone spray, so it's got lots of water volume. You know, truth is, that's actually cleaning faster than the 15. Okay, and now we are gonna check out to see whether the 3,000 PSI makes a big difference as far as safety is concerned. Now we've got the 15-degree tip in. That's the pointiest thing that they've got on this machine. So let's give this a try. Very similar result. As long as you get close enough, you get about the same as the 0 degrees. Let's try our watermelon. Ah! Just to give you an idea. And let's double check what happens if you get too close to your car. No problem on your glass. It ripped the rubber right off that gasket. Didn't bother that paint surface at all. Well, as it turns out here, guys, 3 times the price and twice as much power doesn't mean anything for your average cleaning job. Like when you're washing your car or cleaning off a fence with normal debris, maybe bird poop, if you got serious stains, you're gonna need some special cleaners. I just expected more performance from a machine that was rated so high and that cost so much money. But it's like anything else, you know, you've got to get so close to wood to clean it, it's gonna damage your fence. And when it comes to washing a car, I don't know if it's worth the extra money. All right, so moving on to the DeWalt unit. Now, we started out with a low pressure, low volume, and then we went to a high pressure, high volume, and now we're kind of high pressure, low volume. This one does 2,600 PSI, all right? And it's only 1.1 gallons per minute, 399 bucks. That was easy. Comes ready to go. Wheels are already built into the housing. It's got a Suitecase extension arm for you. Assembly, it's #1 right out of the gate. We got the hose stored right here. Onboard storage for the soap dispenser. On-off button, nice and simple. Trap door for your wand. Power cord is already wrapped up, so all I have to do is put my parts together. This is so intuitive, I'm not even reading the instructions. These are all metal-to-metal connections with gaskets, of course. As far as the tips are concerned, they come in the handle. So the white is 40, that's 25, and the orange is 15. So let's go with the 40. Turn this on. Okay, so that's a trigger safety. You can't accidentally shoot yourself. Perfect every time. As for soap dispensers, yep, you know, sometimes you just want to turn it on and have it work. So this one assembled in like less than 5 minutes, and it worked right out of the gate. And that's what I want. If I'm buying a unit, it's because I have a project to do and I want to take it out of the box, turn it on and use it. Wow. That's what I'm talking about. That was obviously much better. It shows us right here what the different tips are designed for. So we're gonna start with the 40. We're gonna try that car door. The stains that we put on these doors are not normal wear and tear for a vehicle. At 40 still isn't gonna cut it. So let's bump it up to 25. Yep, we know it. Gonna have to go to the 15. Yeah, that did quick work of that tree sap up there. Now, I'll be honest with you, that is the easiest fence cleaning we've had today. It seems to be the right combination of power and tip with the 15-degree tip. I can clean most of that without causing any surface damage. But this raspberry, still forget about it. Don't get raspberry on your fence. Now let's check to make sure that this particular machine is also safe to use on your car. And when you get within 3 inches, it starts to make marks. And again, up against the paint, not a problem. And so unless you've got a rusty bubbly spot, you should be fine. Now, let's check the boot. Not clean through, but it's still making a mess of it. So don't be dumb enough to sit there with the pressure on your foot. And now for the watermelon. Don't give this to the hands of 10-year-olds. Okay, so for homeowners, general cleaning, doing your deck spring cleanup and getting rid of the bird poop off your siding, washing your car, all that kind of jazz. This little sucker here actually did really good. It has all the nozzles plus the zero to get that really hard to get rid of dirt. And because it has an onboard soap dispenser and the dial function, it actually is probably a really, really good choice for you. Portability and storage. Listen, if you're a contractor and you got space in the truck issues, get the DeWalt because it performed very similar to the Sun Joe. It's a higher price point, but because it can be stored and shipped in any orientation and everything is all in here that you're ever gonna need, this is a great choice. So if you need just a little bit more power, or if you just got space constraint, that's a great option for you. And because it's a suitcase, you can carry this to the job site and another bucket of tools. And finally, the surprises. We were surprised that we couldn't get this to work. Now, maybe we just got a defaulty unit, I don't know, but for the price point and the ratings that were online, we expected this to really kick some butt. The other surprise is that the low-cost Amazon product performed as well as it did. And it really gave the DeWalt a run for its money for a lot of different reasons. Final verdict, I actually love this sucker, and I'm putting this in my garage for all of my general home maintenance use. And if you'd like to make sure that the next time you make a purchase, you're spending your money in a good place that's gonna do the job right, subscribe to the channel and tell us in the comment section what you'd like to see us compare next.